in Egypt, if you interacted with the Egyptians, do they have confidence in their team? Were they sure this team will do anything in this tournament?
Good question, Mike. Each and every Egyptian, Mike, that I asked about the prospects of their national football team, all of them were saying, yes, we are winning, yes, we are performing, but we don't see ourselves going until the final. And that's what actually came to pass this past weekend, Mike, because they felt that the team was being buoyed and was being inspired by that home support because the tournament is at home. And I think the red flags were up in their first game against Zimbabwe, Mike.
Yes.
Zimbabwe is not a football powerhouse, but they're able to hold the Pharaohs, Mike, to just a one-goal scoreline.
And again, when they played Uganda, it's the defensive mistakes of the Cranes that gifted them 2 goals.
Exactly.
Nothing that they offered to show that they're a team to go that far. And in that round of 16 match, we could see. Anyway, I think those are the kind of highlights that we need to look at in today's show, as well as my favorite team, Benin. I wish Mukami was here. Mukami has taken a short break. She'll be back tomorrow. But Mukami is one of the people I was trying to convince that Benin is a team to watch. Not because they play beautiful football, but because they are effective. 4 games played, none won, none lost. They're in the quarterfinals. Statistics like you've never seen, dog.
Right.
Can we get the show on the road now?
Absolutely. Of course, it's important just to appreciate our guests this afternoon. We have guests from the Democratic Republic of Congo. We'll get the immediate reactions after their team was knocked out yesterday. Controversially, that's what they told me before the show. I wonder why they were saying that. But essentially, this tournament has been a lot of controversy on the pitch. We also have fans from Ivory Coast. This is the other team that is facing off against Mali later this evening as we just build up to the final teams that will be joining the final teams that, of course, will be in the last 8. That is the quarterfinals. But let's just recap what transpired over the weekend as far as the action is concerned. But before we do that, Mike, we understand we also have another special guest.
Yes, we have a professor. I don't know he's a professor of what. He says he's a professor, but he's the professor.
Mtu anaongea baya. Yeah? Mudhuri. Ndokwali oguo.
Ate. Kwa na ate mwana.
Unaendelea? Deure. Sisi ndio tuko na kibelebe.
Hicho niki.
Hatuyuko AFCON lakini sisi ndio tunaongea kuliko kila mtu. Sisi tulitolewa kitambo. Unaendelea ni mwana?
Yes, Mr. Habari yako?
Uko chonjo?
Niko salama kabisa.
Hata mimi niko sawa? Nilisikia mmekuja michezo.
Yes.
I'm calling no books.
Amekuja amesema?
Yes.
Ati nao sababu ametoka Egypt.
Yes.
Amekaa mwezi mzima.
Bure.
Anaongea kama Mwarabu.
Belly dancing. I'm the only one who is allowed to do that. I've been working on my belly. Yes. I've been working on my belly.
Unafanya before lunch or after lunch?
After lunch.
After lunch.
Yes.
Why?
So, yes.
Kwa nini after?
Atikuwa nini after? Si uko na after ama before? Unachagua yote. Because it's an option. Unajua watu wanacheza.
Usijaribu.
Can I tell you?
Sitaki aibu.
Nimesikia tuko na wageni. Karibuni sana.
Ndio hiyo.
Sango nini? Malamu. Hata nyinyi mmeambiwa mwende muandike wimbo. Nyinyi na Diamond. Kitu moja. Mungu ni wa ajabu. Hallelujah. So, one thing kwanza ni vizuri nimepata opportunity.
Ndio.
I want to say categorically, I don't care. I don't care. Harambee Stars, see, we are still winners. Tulichapa Tanzania. That is all. We don't care.
Magufuli amesema jana ati walikuwa na deal na President Uhuru Kenyatta. Wafungane 2-2.
Walikuwa wameambiana.
Uhuru akamvurutia carpet.
Si kawaida. Handshake ule fikiri ilikuwa nini? He pulled a handshake on people.
Haraka upesi.
The same thing.
Amo, Egypt wametolewa. Nao ndo wenyeji. Kwa kwenyu mnaambiwa bye bye.
Walikuwa wanacheza kipuzi. Sijai hata waona, but I know walikuwa wanacheza kipuzi.
So sala ni jina tu.
Egypt ni afadhali Antananarivo. Hiyo kitu, hiyo nini? What is Antananarivo?
Madagascar. Yes.
That is the first nation iko na adabu.
Kwa nini?
First of all, they had a former DJ as a president. That tells you something. Wanaingia na michezo.
Yani crossfade hapa anaweza kuwa president.
You never know. President. Wacha nikusalamie nisiongee baya ukosa kuniita State House. Yeah. Antananarivo.
Okay.
We never hata tuko tukijua kuna nchi kama Madagascar.
Sasa unaweza pepea ubon.
Mimi I'm the best. This one. Let me give you just a show. You know mnafikiria ati ni masomo peke yake.
Professor.
Mnafikiriaga?
Kwani inadunda maranga?
Are we live?
Kaa chini kwanza.
Sitaki kuchoma picha.
Usichome, kaa kwanza. Kiti yako ni hapo. Yoyote ile, chagua.
Hakuna kahawa huku.
Wapi? Kwani hapa ni kwa Jeff?
Hii ni ya nani?
Hiyo ni ya Jeff.
Mwetu waka mono.
Hii
ni ya nani?
Ni ya Jeff.
Ilikuwa
Tangu jana aliwacha hapo.
No.
Ikoaje?
Ole wako ambaye ulikuwa umejiletea. Unaumia roho lakini TV kukubali kuonesha emotions. So ngojea tu.
Hivyo.
Yes.
Haya, shikilia hapo. Ndong.
Well, it was no laughing matter as far as the Africa Cup of Nations is concerned, as Algeria, they sailed through to the next round. That is the quarterfinals after beating Guinea by 3-0. Well, you can watch all the matches live on SuperSport 7. Just get a decoder for about 3,999 Kenya shillings, where you can be able to watch all the games, 52 games in total, and you'll be able to get a sense of how the African football situation is, given the performance of the teams in the past last 16 action. Just giving the highlights of Egypt. DRC also knocked out. I think it's important just to get the reactions of the DRC fans. They feel aggrieved, Mike. They feel that game, something went off, especially in officiating. But also somebody would say the same thing about your game against Zimbabwe, but I won't get into that. There's a lot of controversy regarding that victory against Zimbabwe. Yesterday's game, do you feel that you guys were beaten fair and square?
Yes, I can say this is football. So when the whistle is gone, like match is over, it's fair and square. You can't argue with that. But then everybody watched the match. We don't have that habit of coming and arguing with the refereeing. No, that's not football. When you're beaten, you go home. But then, yes, the referee, wherever he is, he knows what he did. If it was the right thing to do or the wrong thing, that's about him. It's not about us.
What is your issue specifically with the referee? At what point of the game do you feel?
Okay, I can say he didn't call 2 penalties that we would have gotten. And with those 2 penalties, I think the match would have ended differently. That's my reaction to that. And everybody saw that. Not only me, but everybody watched the match well.
DRC has a very mixed kind of performance when it comes to games that require penalty shootout. And unfortunately, it came to haunt them again.
Yeah, especially our goalkeeper is good in terms of penalty, but we don't know what and how it happened yesterday. So we are very sad for that things. But we also have things to organize in our federation ourselves. Despite this fact of the referee, but ourselves also we have a lot of things to change in our own federation. I think hopefully we're gonna change for this next competition to come. Yeah.
Okay. You're one of the proponents who are saying that Florent Ibenge should be kicked out. So far, you've seen the Egyptian coach being fired after their exit. The Uganda head coach has also been let go. We don't know the fate of the Tanzanian head coach. Should Ibenge remain? He's been part of the team for almost 4 years.
Yeah, I think it's enough for him. We thank him for all his service he has done to us, but it's now time for him to go because it's like almost 5 years now since he's there. And his first competition, Congo was able to reach the semi-finals, and we were even the third of that competition. But since then, we keep going. We no longer reach that level. So I think it's enough. He has to go. It's enough for him. Yeah.
Your views about the game? Penalties. When it comes to penalties, it's a lottery. It's anyone's game. But it was still an entertaining game. 2-2. But unfortunately.
Well, the match was good. We played really well, I would say. And let me just point out, there were 42 fouls on us.
42 fouls,
42.
Yes.
I don't think there's ever been anything like that ever in any.
The Africa Cup of Nations should be physical.
No, but like 42 for one team, not generally. Like 42 for only DRC Congo. That was just like I feel like that referee had an issue with us. It was point blank. Like the penalty was obvious. It was very obvious. The handball was very obvious. Things were very obvious for him to, to just give the foul if he had to. But for our side, I think, well, maybe since the president and the other president had, some relations, we never know these things.
Conspiracy theory, Mike, has already been.
We never know. But again, Bolasi and the other guy, Tissera, I don't know what they were thinking, because it went like just kick. Okay, I'm not good at football, but I think if you just kick, maybe low, left or right. Maybe if you see this guy running this side, you kick to the other side, something like that. But they kicked all the way. What?
Past
It's not
the
like
stands,
it's
it
a
went
corner.
into
It's
the
not a
stratosphere.
corner. It's not a free kick. But yeah, so yeah,
So as the ball landed.
it's still it's around there, still somewhere.
Well, Mike, what is fascinating is that we faced off against Madagascar in a friendly. We faced off against the Democratic Republic of Congo, and both these teams progressed further than we did.
Yeah, it's amazing how some of this, and we didn't lose to either of them.
Right.
But the reason why we didn't lose is because we parked the bus. That's our system. Park the bus even when you are doing training. Park the bus. Hatujui system ingine. But then it tells you how prepared people were. They did their homework. They did it right. Madagascar knew what they were doing. They've got, and if you look at all the games they've played, they play without fear. They go into the game knowing what they want. Even when they concede, they raise each other's spirits. They say, guys,
And they are fast.
let's move on. And then they are fast. And they knew. Let me tell you the secret to the small teams. They have trained for penalties. The so-called small nations. Look at Benin. Accuracy of the penalties is crazy. When they tell you they train 1 hour penalties only, it means there's something they're doing right. Madagascar, the same. An hour and a half training, penalties only. They study the opponent. They know huyu atapiga hapa, huyu ataweka pale. You know, so it's something that we need to learn from them. Have a game plan, endelea nayo. Professor?
Yes. Nimesikia Overdiba. Alichapa conversion.
Ikaenda wapi?
That is a rugby player. He needs to get a team, a nice team like Mwamba.
Anaitwa Yannick Bolasi.
Bolasi.
Akuje acheze Mwamba.
Akuje tu acheze Mwamba. Chapa conversions peke yake. He's so good. He was confident. He knew where he was playing. And he got it. So we are very proud of him as rugby players. We love him. But there's one thing, nimesikia 42 fouls.
Yes.
42.
Yes.
Yeah, but that
Jembe.
is exactly what we need.
Inaitwa jembe.
We are in a continent of conflict. So that is just a showcase of conflict. Tunaichapa kama tuko na mtu wa kutuchunga. So
Referee apige filimbi mpaka ikuwe moto.
piga wache ilipuke. Kwani ikikataa meza ucheke. Just enjoy yourself. This is what I done. I'm very proud.
Timu gani imekufurahisha AFCON?
I think team ambayo ilinifurahisha sana
Kama umeona mpira.
ni hiyo Antananarivo. Watu wa Madagascar.
Yes.
You know they have nothing to lose.
Na majina yao?
Huyu jina zao hata sijashika. Kama wao wenyewe hawajui.
Let's put for in the lineup.
Wao hawajui jina.
Let me see if we can be able to get the
Lineup
lineup.
ndio hiyo ndonga atakuwekea lineup.
Nisome.
Atakuwekea lineup
Yes.
hapo.
Nisome.
Ya Madagascar.
Madagascar.
Yes. Nikuje hapo.
Hata tuone kama unaweza pata nini ya team eh?
Yes.
Tuone kama hapa wakicheza the last game here against DRC
Bas.
ilitoka 4-2 penalties. And hiyo lineup yao sasa.
Bas.
Haya, tutapanda hapa tuone sasa.
Aha.
Kama hii jina ya kwanza, number 5.
Hii ni jina ya dawa. Raza kanantata maina. Aya. Maina anafanya nini huko?
He's a defender. Haya, hiyo ingine.
No wonder he's defending a name. Hii ingine ni Roman Matanire. Metanire. Jerome Moblis. Aniset Andranadana Maina.
He's a midfielder.
Hizo katikati washana nazo. Soma ya mwisho. Elian Lavelson. Wachana hiyo. Lalaina.
Mbona unaruka hii?
Nani? Hata huyu hataki atajwe. Huyu ndio maana iko na jina mzito hivi. Zome hii. Laina Nomenja na Nikiki. Now nafikiri wana confuse watu na majina. This is the first strategy. Hata si tubadilishe majina. Badala ya full straight words to change.
Soma hii umekataa kusoma.
Hii ni gani?
Jiva
Rakotoa na Lala.
Rakotoa Rimalala.
Rakotoa Guy.
Na ingine Lalaina.
You know, you remind me of biology. Ile kitu ilikuwa inaitwa nini? Ilikuwa inaitwa mitochondria. Unakumbuka mitochondria?
Mitochondria.
Ati mitochondria. Mitochondria ni nini? Mitochondria. Ni wengi wetu hapa wanajifanya wanajua kuna kitu mnashika.
So hiyo mpira ukitangaza unaweza kutangaza aje hamu?
Yes. Tunaanza na Revelson anampatia Amanda anampatia alafu anaipiga mbele inaenda kumshika huyu hapa nimesahau jina lake anasema imetoka nje. Ukweli hajatoka ni jina imenitoka. Si ati mbili imetoka uzuri hawana time ya kuconfirm. Siako kwa chapa mahali. Kai. Haya, hawa ni wengine.
Na hiyo ilikuwa watu wa DRC. At least unaweza soma kama hiyo moja hapa. Huyu mchezaji. Brit.
Asomba Loga.
Na hiyo umepata.
Ndio sasa huyu nimeshika. Asomba Loga. Ni jina ya kiwimbo. Jacques Magome. Yosef Mulumbu. Ndio bana watu walirudi nyumbani. These are musicians. They need to be in a dance group.
Kwa hivyo hizo jina zote unaweza imba tu.
Ndio wimbo. Hapa ndio kuna kazi. Ingizo wakicheza nao. Hapo unasoma.
Sasa Wafaransa wanasema, najua hizi timu zote mbili wanaongea Kifaransa. Wanasema sasa asseyez-vous, unaweza kaa chini sasa.
Asseyez-vous. Logically.
Yes.
Dede ikala. Asseyez-vous. Umenipatia majikai.
Ulimi iko na muscle ndio uongee hizo.
Wewe chapa hiyo kitu ati 90 minutes. Unaomba nani atashindwa atoke.
Kama commentator Madagascar watoka unasema hewala.
Kai. That is a heavy list. Wow. You must really love your job. To put your tongue in the line.
But Madagascar, Syria hawaogopi. First time.
Yes.
In the Africa Cup of Nations. Wameenda mpaka quarter finals.
You know they have nothing to lose.
Walipiga Nigeria.
Ogaba. Over the bar.
Wakafunga. 2-0 sio moja. 2.
Kai. Unajua ni kama movie. We imagine ni kama wanapigana. They just look like we were not paying attention until video walipigana. Sasa hizi ndio watu wamesema kweli Madagascar wako. Right now we are looking for them in the map.
Wako wapi?
Yes. It is a county of Africa. It's not a country, it's a county. Yes.
Wako huko kwa kona.
We did not even pay attention. And I think that is the spirit we need to go into that game with.
Inawasaidia.
Egypt walikuwa wanajua sisi ni kwetu, lazima tulimane. Mlimanie wapi? Enda nyumbani.
Wakapigwa na watu wa Ramaphosa.
Kwanza Ramaphosa. We had written them off. Unajua I think South Africa has been having some challenges, Sidio? Wajakuwa wakicheza vizuri.
True.
So
just beating shida yao kubwa.
Yes.
Ni vitu mbili. Ule coach lazima balance. Ajue nimeweka nyeusi ngapi hapa? Nimeweka colors wangapi?
Yes.
Nimeweka mzungu ngapi? Balance. Alafu ni wagani wameingia pande hii, wengine wametoka pande hii. Lakini ngoja kwanza. Nasikia kuna mgeni mwingine alikuwa anakuja hapa. Kwa wapi?
Siingie.
Yes.
Kama wewe ni mgeni na unasikia unataka kuingia, usiingie.
Hakuna mlango wa kupiga hodi.
Hakuna. Ni wote ndani. Tagelelo. Mrobe.
Nikasema lazima ikuje. Huyu jamaa Mike unakaa hapa anakudanganya ukisikia.
No, tumeongea vizuri.
Amesema aje profesa? Kuna mpira ameshika hivi. Yaani anataka kupepe. Ameshika.
Wait, are you trying to make us look bad?
Mzee anashika ball.
Yeah. Mzee
anashika ball.
Is it okay?
And he's a man.
Shika. Wewe umekuja na yako. Cheza na yako. Umekuja na yako. You're so good.
Mimi niko na mpira hapa.
Belly dancing. Fanya belly dancing.
Belly dancing.
Because you have the
belly dancing.
Oh yes. Oh yes. Apeleko nini? Apeleko Cairo straight. Yes.
Iko tizi.
Professor, ulidanganya hapa tiwe ni belly dancer.
Yes.
Kumbe kuna mwenyeji.
No. He's the chairman.
Yes.
He's the chairman. Mimi ninacheza na acha nicheze na mpira ya kawaida. Ulishika yako kitabu.
Kuna boli yako na boli yake.
Yako na boli yake. Alikuja na yake.
Kwanza Jesse,
very proud of you Jesse.
Kumesemekana hapa kuna team iko na majina ya continent.
Yes.
Sio ya country, continent.
Yes, that is true.
Professor amejaribu kuzisoma akasema haiwezi.
Hebu nisomee.
Madagascar.
Super Bowl yetu.
Ball ni yangu ama niende na yangu?
Enda na yako leta. Enda tuna. Yako iko na kala moja.
So jana Madagascar walicheza against DRC. Madagascar wameenda through, watu wanasema ni the dark horses wa tournament.
Yes.
Lakini kitu ambayo imesumbua pia commentators na mashabiki ni kupronounce jina zao. Lakini wewe najua labda unaweza jaribu. Professor amefanya vitu zingine za ajabu hapa. Soma huyu number 5, good defender.
Hata kabla twende lazima timu kai qualify kwa sababu inahediwa nini? As in leader wao ni DJ.
Yes. CrossFit pia na aspirations hapa.
Kama anaweza kuwa kubwa sana huyu akuwe president.
Haya.
So nitangaze mpira.
Sema tu jina, lineup. Game inaenda kuanza, unasema ndio.
Game inaenda kuanza kwa sasa, na ukiangalia pale unapata Melvin Adrien, huyo ni goalkeeper, alafu kunaye Razakanante Nainana kutoka Razakanante Naina Pascal.
Kwani ni Murungu?
Alafu kuna Romain Metanire, hii ni ya Kimeru hii. Metanire, unajua Metanire inamaanisha nini? Metanire, like Metanire is
don't go emotional on us, eh? It's just football.
Metanire is Motane is me.
Yes.
I've gone through different Metanires to become
Stenges. They are called Stenges.
Alafu kuna Thomas Fontaine, Jerome Mombris, Anisette Andrian Antenaina.
Not bad.
That is not bad, am I excellent?
Excellent, honey.
Ndong.
This is the TV. We need to just make it
Ibrahim Amada. Ryan Raveloson, Andriana Ramax Dax.
Oh, yeah.
Caloras Andrea. Feneva and Triamansima.
Haya, sasa hii ilikuwa substitution. Faneva ambaye ni captain, alireplacewa na nani?
Nanjiva Ratokaramanira.
Ndio maana walishida.
Yes.
They confused the other team.
Haya, kulikuwa na substitution nyingine.
Akatoka Dimitri akaingia.
Dimitri Kaloin. Alitoka. Nani aliingia in his behalf?
Huyu jamaa.
Jina?
Siko hapa.
Yes, thank you.
La Laina no Menjana. Hurry.
Hiyo ni surname.
La Laina no January. No Minja.
No Minji. What is no Minja?
No Menjanahari.
No Menjanahari. La Lane no.
Haya.
No Menjanahari.
Tafadhali. Hiyo inaitwa injury sustained in talking. Calf.
So, as they recover from their injury because of trying to pronounce some of the names, we take a short break. I will be coming back in just a moment. Remember, you can watch the Africa Cup of Nations on Super Sports 7, which is available on DSTV Family, DSTV Compact, DSTV Compact Plus, and DSTV Premium Bouquets, plus selected games on DSTV Access on Super Sport 10. Thank you so much. Of course, we take a break. We'll be back shortly.